Augmented reality is already on almost every smartphone, sometimes without people even understanding that. From face filters to navigation systems, and from great Pokemon hunt to virtual try-ons, it is being used every single day. There is still an opinion that augmented reality is a bulky gimmick without the real business behind it. It's impossible to measure its efficiency. Users, devices, and even network infrastructure are just not ready yet. Is it a sour truth or yet another outdated myth? We will try to figure out today. What are the most common issues associated with augmented reality and used as an argument in order to express doubt in this technology?
We've grouped them into four main topics: infrastructure, performance, application, and efficiency.
Marketing executives are obsessed with measurement of efficiency. They like to repeat old mantra about inability to measure the KPIs of an AR activation.
This myth appeared at the AR dawn in the early 2010s, while most of the developers were more focused on the actual delivery of emerging AR technology than on measurement of its marketing efficiency. Most metrics that are common to more traditional digital executions can be tracked in AR, which makes the transition to adding these features easy. A cost model is not a type of measurement, rather a transaction mechanism to align cost to a certain behavior. Experience types range in AR from cost per million impressions to cost per engagement to cost per conversion or even cost per view, which is more common for video experiences but is being tested as a similar metric for viewing 3D models or lenses within your camera screen. Although clicks and swipes may still be important in many experiences, there are ways to interact in AR that are different. The time a user spends in AR is spent very differently than traditional media. Unlike traditional ads, time spent in the camera view is opt-in and full screen, while consumers interact directly with the brand within their physical spaces. Time that is arguably much more impactful than the passive time spent in video, for instance. Additionally, measuring the impact of sales from an AR experience that allows consumers to test digital replicas of products in their physical spaces will be extremely important to track how this influences products flying off the shelves.
Sometimes AR experiences could require a certain level of computational power from a smartphone, and it may become a trouble.
The dilemma between seamless experience and the widest possible audience for activations become crucial to many AR applications. Back in 2018, the iPhone 4S was king of the smartphones, and the iPad 2 had just burst onto the scene that year. Top Gear magazine launched its first AR experience, which worked fantastically on the iPhone 4 and iPad 2, but was far less convincing on other devices. This award-winning AR campaign was definitely innovative, although it wasn't necessarily accessible to the widest possible audience. Of course, smartphones skyrocketed since 2011, and now, in 2019, we have just a few issues with device performance. But AR developers have learned the importance of creating inclusive AR campaigns for various users and are able to deliver different AR experiences to different devices.
A lot of brands and AR studios have such examples when augmented reality is used excessively. It just gives you that feeling that it wasn't really necessary at this particular case.
AMC, Heineken, Starbucks, Heinz, and many other brands have launched interactive object AR features with simple idea to turn a static image or object into something full of movement and magic. But the augmented object does not enhance the real-world environment as it was promised in the press releases. It's simply projected onto it, or even worse, it's an unnecessary complicated step to access the website content. In the short term, this may win the wow factor and draw people into the experience. As AR experiences become more commonplace, such marketing will have little impact. If your goal is to trigger digital content that does not require the physical environment, using AR is excessive and will likely result in low interaction rates than if you used convenient web solution. If you're into immersive tech, you've probably heard a statement about current mobile infrastructure isn't ready to provide reliable and sustainable connection to maintain AR clouds. The most famous case is from 2016, and guess who it is? Pokemon Go. It showed the limitations of the current cloud infrastructure for AR. When the search for rare Pokemon drove huge crowds to one location, it strained network bandwidth and caused slowdowns and outages. Current cloud infrastructure was built up through a combination of cloud storage solutions like Amazon's AWS and content delivery networks. Networks of data centers that quickly and reliably distribute content from a central location to endpoint around the globe. But that kind of centralization doesn't make sense for latency-sensitive, localized AR applications. This is of course one of the cases, but even from 2016, worldwide mobile networks did a great leap forward, and now we're gradually stepping to the new age of communications, where such solutions as 5G and local-based cloud like Intel Network Edge ecosystem come into play to provide necessary quality of connection.
As you see, skeptic opinion is based on real cases, but those are usually outdated. Augmented reality and smartphone industry are moving with a supersonic speed, so every new generation of smartphones is actually a game changer in AR. While consumers are already getting accustomed to the new ways of interacting with brands, we're already seeing that augmented reality might impact the marketing mix of the future and what metrics are essential for a successful marketing campaign. If you like the video, share, subscribe, and do not be afraid of augmented reality, as it's already here to transform your business.